impressive what they were able to do and the way that they played tactically with a very short time to prepare. We can get into that in a little bit, but it was quite clever in the way Canada animated tonight, and they defended for their lives. You saw Gilles put her body on the line. There was a lot to like from this and a lot to move forward with in a positive manner.
Yeah, and for me, just off Carm's point, they really committed to this new tactical situation, and they did great with it. And another thing that stood out, I spoke about seeing a more deflated Canada side at the World Cup, and we saw their energy tonight. You saw that they wanted it, how much this meant to them, so I was really impressed with them overall.
Well, let's take a look at the goal that got things started for Canada. That came in the 18th minute. We wanted to see not just them jump on the board first, because we've also seen in the last few games, the conceding early on. So we wanted them to take command of this game. They did just that. And we wanted to see a goal from open play. Carm, we got both.
Listen, we saw two tonight, but let's focus on the first one, I guess. So when you look at them having a string of passes here, actually dominating with possession, this is what it looks like. It's patient. You have players with good distances, good connection. To be able to flick a ball in that manner, connect, and then combine, then you see Leon available to combine. I love that partnership that emerged tonight. And then, as you pointed out earlier, Jess, that beautiful, accurate cross to the head of, but we cannot deny the movement of Prince there as well. That was actually part of the beauty of the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, this ball in is perfect. Prince did a great job on getting on the end of it, but that flank play we saw time and time again today was so important, and it really, elevated their attack, and that's what was missing hugely from that World Cup performance.
All right, so that is Nichelle Prince, who gets on the end of a great Ashley Lawrence cross. That was in the first half. Let's take you to the second half. The Canadians come out fast and furious. In particular, Adriana Leon. I mean, she was going to bribe somebody for a goal. She was going to get on the score sheet, no problem. Like, she was not leaving tonight without it. And Carm, she gets it.
Yeah, just a bit of transitional play here. And, you're at the dying minutes of this match, the last phases of the match. You see Shalina almost with a dump, but being able to actually now take Jordan Haidema to control that ball. Then you have Julia Grosso taking it over, playing Carl, and then another beautifully weighted cross. It only took one touch finish, a redirection by Leon. And again, she was trying to buy that goal tonight, so I'm glad she was able to get on the board, because she would have done anything for this.
That was a really cheeky finish as well. That's not an easy thing to do, making that front post run. Sometimes you just hope to redirect it back in the box, but to be able to actually, put it in the back of the net is great on Leon's part. And again, Carl's cross was perfectly weighted. She did everything to get to that ball. You saw her little slide. So that was just a great team effort. And obviously Grosso's ball through was perfectly weighted as well.
I loved Adriana Leon's commitment as well, just because this is a player, as we know the history. It was such a huge deal to move over to Manchester United, doesn't get the playing time, makes the move to NWSL, doesn't get the playing time. Now she's back in Europe. But either way, during all of that, she showed up for Canada. She was the one who had been scoring goals even in the friendlies and leading up. She got the only open play goal at the World Cup as well. But when we said she was going to be desperate here to buy a goal, it's because of all these great chances that she had, Jess.
Yeah, she had a ton of chances tonight. Obviously, at the beginning, actually, Carmen and I were saying, Leon needs to get one. There needs to be more than one goal in this game to, help their chances in the next game. You don't want Jamaica to have to just score one goal to tie it up. So I do think that Leon is a player that every time she steps on the field, she does create chances. At times, yes, she's off in the actual finishing, but the one thing about her is she's resilient. She does not give up. And again, we saw that tonight. She was able to finally put one away after having so many chances not go her way.
What I like about Leon specifically, I've always been a huge fan of Dree, having played with her, having seen her growth and development. I think a lot of the criticism that comes around her is that she maybe is not a four-moment player. She doesn't contribute to all the moments, not maybe disciplined enough. All those things you can put to bed. I think what she's shown tonight is she's a complete player, can commit to the game plan for 90 minutes, and she has been, and it has been said on the call, she has been Canada's most dangerous player in the last 2 years.
Yeah, she really has. Well, and that's what I mean, and it's also just pretty amazing given the turmoil, I guess that's what you call it, of what's been going on with her professional career and not getting those playing minutes, but still being able to show up for country. But here's the thing. It's also on the other end that there is the all-state save of the match, and it's actually on one of her shots in the 57th minute where the Jamaica keeper comes up with a pretty big save here. Because I guess in some, you have to give credit to the opposition in this one. Adriana Leon, the Canadians once again fighting. She has a great chance here, but this save save of the match presented by Allstate. The keeper just getting in front of it.
Yeah, it was brilliant footwork as well. And, you know, this isn't a save that we haven't seen before. Drew Spencer is one of the best, goalkeepers in that WSL league. And, you know, she's going to pull out big moments, and she'll keep Jamaica in the match even next match. But Leon's going to want that back. That was one of those where he slotted it almost in the near corner. But credit to her for creating time and time again.
Yeah, and you're right, because that second goal was very crucial. We know it's going to be a hostile environment with a sellout crowd at BMO Field. But again, all it would take is Jamaica 1 goal tied up. Next thing you know, you're going to penalties. So 2 goals, really big here for the Canadians. Both of them away goals. They are going home for that game on September 26th. Feeling good. 90 more minutes to go to book their ticket to Paris 2024. When we come back, I do want to pick your brain a little bit on the formation here, because Bev was cheeky, and it worked to her benefit here tonight. Stay with us on One Soccer.
Toyota's electrified vehicles are for everyone. Every chauffeur, snack connoisseur, every scenery soaker, practical joker, every road tripper, toe dipper, every 9-to-5er, every long driver. Starting over 20 years ago with the Prius, we now have the largest lineup of electrified vehicles in Canada, because this journey belongs to everyone.
Full-time stats, an 18th minute and 93rd minute goal by Canada. Nichelle Prince, Adriana Leon give them the 2-0 victory here tonight over Jamaica. Possession stayed the same at 57% for the Canadians. No shots on goal either for Jamaica, so that should make Bev Priestman happy. She wanted to see her team get back to its identity, which she did feel was defensively sound. So not only do they get the clean sheet, they don't even allow a shot, or just 2 shots on target, I should say, 2 shots to Canada's 7 on target. Let's hear from the Canadian who opened up the scoring, Nichelle Prince.
Nichelle, Canada 2, Jamaica 0, your initial reaction?
Just so excited. I mean, obviously coming off of that World Cup and being so disappointed, you're hungry for a win today. And so, yeah, I thought we all played amazing. We had each other's backs, and it's so good to get a win today.
You're on the score sheet. We got a clean sheet coming back to Toronto. How does it feel to play in front of home fans next in leg 2?
Yeah, to get that clean sheet, that's something that we really wanted to get back, that grit, that defensive effort, and then, yeah, to get a goal. It's been a while since I scored with my head, too, so it was fun to, yeah, get that on the score sheet and to just get that team win. And we're excited. We're hoping the fans at home saw that and are ready to support us in Toronto.
Thank you.
All smiles as she picks up her first goal for country as well in almost 2 years. We were having a little bit of fun as well, I should say, during the game and looking at that formation, because in our pregame show, we looked at it, we saw the lineup, we said, all right, Bev is trying something new here at 3-5-2. And while it did appear to be a 3 in the back, as the game progressed, we started to get a little confused here, Carm. We're like, is this a 3-4-3? It definitely wasn't the 4-4-3 that she typically goes with, Bev. But we were still trying to figure out what was happening here. And it seemed like there were partnerships more than anything. Like, and you, the manager here figured it out for us.
No, definitely. So I think what threw a wrench in it, and in the best possible way, was Collins. We don't know much about her on the international stage, so I think utilizing her was quite smart. But yeah, so they defended in a 4-4-2, which that was clear. But when they were actually going into the 3-back, it was a bit lopsided. So what would happen was Collins was the left back. She would start to roll up a little bit forward, allowing the 3-back, and then either inverting with Lacasse or staying wide. Okay, and then on the other side, the partnership was actually between Lawrence and Leon. But guess who was their out-and-out number 9, who didn't move? Prince. So you started to see some wonderful partnerships inside and out, utilizing full width. And then the other staple of the system was Quinn and Fleming staying true as 2 number 6s. That didn't waver. They used space as well, but they were definitely the anchors in the middle, allowing that fluidity on the flank. So I thought that was really effective. We didn't know because we haven't seen them do this. So really impressive for them to come out and try something, this well. But it shows that they're a principle-based team and that you can put this team in multiple formations and they can still come alive because they understand high and low, inside, outside, and working across 5 channels.
Yeah, I loved it because, again, it's just so standard, and that's what we wondered with a lot of the same players coming back. Was Bev just going to play the 4-4-2, which is normally what she ends up playing? But then here, again, we thought, okay, 3-5-2, 3-4-3, like what was happening?
Had us guessing, yeah.
She really had us guessing and clearly had Jamaica guessing. So I guess that's also a lot of credit to the coach who was able to make that formation, and also a credit to the players because it's all about the timing. It was such a quick turnaround as well. When you're a player and your coach is coming to you saying, we're going to do this, we're going to completely change it up from what we've essentially been playing for 2 years, you have to be really committed as a player to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was to my point before. They all seemed very committed to their role. And, Collins did do a great job. We didn't notice her as much in the first half. The ball wasn't, the left flank wasn't being utilized as much, which made it kind of difficult to see the partnership between her and Lacasse, but we did see it come alive a little bit more in that second half. But I think overall, everyone played their role really well, and in the end, it got them the result.
Yeah, no, I loved it. It was great by Bev there. With the Canadians, what are maybe some things you'd like to see them clean up as they head into that second game?
Yeah, I think when you look at what is this all for, I mean, they're not meant to be peaking right now, that's for sure. But if you're going to use these as motivational pieces or footage moving forward, you'd love to see less unforced errors in possession. I mean, you saw that the defensive pressure from Jamaica wasn't super high. So it was really about the focus, the concentration, the distances of support. I would say they're going to be really hungry to tidy up possession, make it a little bit cleaner, and reduce those attacking transition opportunities for Jamaica next match.
Yeah, we did see some giveaways by the Canadians in that first half that was leading to Jamaican chances. So they were opening up the door for their opponent. So I guess the good news, bad news is they were kind of creating their own problems, which means you can fix your own problems heading into game 2. So the Jamaicans having some chances here in that second half. So obviously some tidying up is what Bev would like to do in that home match, and just book this ticket to Paris and not have to worry about it. And I wonder if this game right now, and maybe some people are getting a little tired of it, but does this game at least help you truly put to bed the World Cup performance?
I mean, I think it's hard to say that this fully puts it to bed. I would like to see the next performance be great as well. There's a consistency there, so people can't say, oh, there was just one good matchup and then it kind of, went back down. For me, as a player, I think, you always have to have that clean slate mentality. So when I watch them, I think, you have to move forward from this. This is the start of something new. So for me personally, yes, but I think you can't completely throw everything away because they have been very inconsistent this year. So me personally, yes, I'm looking at it from a new perspective. I want them to do great moving forward and kind of leave that in the past. But as a fan right now, there might still be, you're juggling. Are they moving on completely from this, or
you want to see them get the job done,
yeah, exactly.
And then you'll make your decision.
Yeah,
and that's exactly it. I think there's also going to be some, now that they got the system in there, they're going to see some new changes, and there's some fresh legs, some really talented players, that have a lot in the tank, notably Haidama. and Grosso. And, have they earned the start? That's a different discussion, because what works, works. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
We have some time to talk about that. We're going to take a quick little break, and then I want to come back and I want to pick your brain a little bit. And if you think there will be a different starting 11, if other players will get the start there, because you're right, it's also another quick turnaround, just a few days away. On Tuesday, they're going to play again. So do you go with the same lineup, or do you insert somebody or somebody's different? We'll find out next here on One Soccer.
Some ugly scenes here. That is as good a goal as you will see. A spectacular finish!
Think you've seen tough? You've seen nothing. When you're absolutely drenched and still take the final shot? Not even a challenge. Playing extra time under the beating hot sun, hardly sweating. When the wind's so chilling it cuts to the bone, now we're getting somewhere. Playing in Canada's tough. We're not sorry about it. Want to beat us? Come on. We're made for this.
From the Matildas, here's Leon. Flank stays down, it's 2. Jesse Fleming forms Gilles! Right place, right time!
"90 more minutes to go, and then we find out if Canada is going to Paris 2024 and have a chance to defend their gold medal September 26 at BMO Field in Toronto. It's the second game against Jamaica. We'll get things started for you at 6:30 p.m. ET. Kickoff at 7. Be sure to join us. It's a sold-out crowd. Really looking forward to that. Great to have the Canadians playing on home soil as well. Game 1 against Jamaica. It's a 2-0 victory for Canada. Andy, Jess, Carm, Bev caught the Jamaicans off guard. She caught us a little bit off guard as we were talking about the formation. But in Game 2, what do you do now as a manager when you know that sneak attack has been seen by your opponent?
Yeah, Jamaica's going to have some time to prepare. But it definitely worked in the manner that if she actually just switches players, then maybe you get some different animation of the same system. I think it was effective tonight. She could play the 3-5-2 in the way we originally thought. I think that would also be a very good idea. I just don't see her going back to what she did at the World Cup. So I think those are the two possibilities. I'd also look into, how comfortable are they at this point to start rotating players? I don't know the answer to that, but who comes to mind? Sabrina D'Angelo. Does she get some minutes? Because she hasn't. You start to look at who you can get experience in this series. But again, the job needs to get done, so I don't want to play a huge risk game. Sydney Collins, who can do what she did tonight? Maybe you start to play Gabby Carl and put Lawrence on the left where she has traditionally played. There's a lot that she could consider, but I don't think she would go too far from what worked tonight because consistency is key, Jess, like you said.
Yeah, the same for me. I think there shouldn't be too much touched about tonight. I think the formation worked well, although Jamaica might have time to, really break it down and potentially change their tactics to work better for them. I do think that it worked well and Canada committed to it. And I think if Canada's bringing that energy at the end of the day, even if Jamaica tries to adapt, I think they can still, find that victory. And, to Carm's point, making some changes, I think there could potentially be a change in having Collins come out and pushing Ashley Lawrence back into that position, maybe bringing in a St. George's or, Gabby Carl. She did well with the time that she had tonight. But overall, I wouldn't touch much. I do think that everyone played their role really well tonight.
And the thing is you're going into that second game at home, having won 2-0 on the road. Do you try and put out more of a defensive structure, right? Or do you try to go out for goals? Is that not the question?
I think they'll go out for goals and have a really, really strong game management closing strategy. I think if they lose momentum, they'll have something in their back pocket to just see the game out. But I think they'll go for more.
Great start by the Canadians. We'll see you on September 26th. Thanks for tuning in. Nice 2-0 victory here over Jamaica in the first of 2 games to qualify for the Paris 2024 games. On behalf of Carmelina Moscato, Jess Lisi, and the rest of the One Soccer crew, I'm Annie Petrillo. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
It is Mulbabouli's service, finds Thompson at the post and in.
He got his head on it daily, and then the opening goal.